To protect your online activity when you're connected to the internet, you can use VPNs and the Tor browser. One of the main ways to identify you when you go online is your IP address. An IP address is a unique identifier attributed to every device that connects to the internet. When your laptop connects to the internet, your ISP assigns you an IP address. This is usually on a per household basis and does not usually change. When you visit a website, the website knows your IP address. If you have an account with the website, it can link your IP address to your personal details. As you surf the internet, ad networks and web services can track your IP address across websites you visit. Your IP address will also reveal your location with varying levels of accuracy. If you visit what'smyipaddress.com, you'll see your IP address and its location. Often, it will actually be the location of your ISP, but country and city level are usually accurate. The fact that IP addresses are allocated on a household basis is a challenge for online adverts and web personalization designed to target individuals. As such, it's not uncommon for your internet activity to be confused with other members of your household and to be shown adverts or personalized recommendations or search results based on their online activity. This may cause problems for you if you were researching a surprise birthday present or symptoms of a disease, for example. When you connect to the internet, an unencrypted connection will be visible to anyone recording or monitoring your activity, including your ISP. When browsing the web, an encrypted connection between you and a website is indicated by a closed padlock to the left of your browser address bar. This indicates a secure HTTPS connection rather than an insecure, unencrypted HTTP connection. Most websites are now HTTPS by default, but many are not. Just like a laptop needs an IP address, websites also need an IP address. And your laptop and website communicate using these IP addresses to send you a web page or receive an upload, for example. IP addresses work well for devices talking to each other, but they are not so good for humans who would rather type www.amazon.com than a string of numbers. As such, we have the Domain Name System, or DNS. This allocates readable domain names to IP addresses. When you type a web address into your web browser, the domain name is converted into an IP address in the background by the DNS system. Your ISP will run a DNS server for this conversion purpose. And if the ISP's DNS requests are unencrypted, which they often are, your ISP and anyone else monitoring will be able to record the domain names of the websites you visit, even if the content of the pages are encrypted with HTTPS. A virtual private network service, or VPN, can be used to prevent ISPs tracking and monitoring your internet activity. VPNs form an encrypted tunnel between your device and the VPN server, which then connects you to the internet. This usually includes encrypting DNS requests. When using a VPN, your ISP knows you've connected to the VPN, but they have no insight into what you're doing over that connection. This is particularly beneficial as a counter to mass surveillance by your government or having your ISP data sold to advertisers, which is legal in the US. Another primary benefit of a VPN is that it will allocate an IP address to your internet activity that is different from your home IP address, and so cannot be easily attributed to you or your location by a website. For example, Some people use VPNs to access online services that are not available in their own country. VPNs are also good to use over untrusted networks, like free Wi-Fi in a cafe, so that all your online traffic is encrypted. VPNs are by no means designed for online privacy, though. They effectively act as a more trusted replacement for your ISP, and as such could technically see what you're doing online if they wanted to. If total anonymity is important to you, it's also hard to avoid a money trail that points to your real identity, unless your VPN service accepts Bitcoin payments, of course. The problem with VPNs is that we must trust them not to be monitoring our online activities, with man-in-the-middle attacks, as they are known. Many brand themselves as privacy services and are able to tick the boxes of what one might look for technically with regards to privacy, but this is hard to audit. And they also are often headquartered in countries with less than stellar privacy protection or legal enforcement. Proton VPN, HQ'd in Switzerland, is possibly the best all-round privacy proposition, but always search for news on any privacy or security breaches before signing up for any VPN service. Anonymity is the best form of privacy, and Tor is designed for anonymous online activity. Tor is a global network of routers set up and maintained by independent, tech-savvy Tor supporters, volunteers to the cause. These servers provide encrypted internet access when you use the Tor web browser. The network protects your privacy and anonymity by routing your activities via 3 routers to ensure that no one router knows the start or origin of the request. Like VPNs, your home IP address is anonymized in the process. Unlike VPNs, man-in-the-middle monitoring is not easily possible, and there is no money trail back to you as the service is free. You can download the Tor browser from torproject.org for free. Browsing is occasionally slower than normal, and you may find that some websites block you or are dysfunctional, but on the whole, the Tor browsing experience is very good. Documents published by Edward Snowden reveal that the US National Security Agency is not a fan of Tor, as it's next to impossible for them to spy on. And China blocks Tor for the same reason. And Russia is now trying to do the same. And Tor is where the infamous dark web can be found, a place where community activity can largely occur away from the prying eyes of state surveillance. Good news if you live under an oppressive regime, or equally if you're a criminal. In reality, the dark web is as much a place of enlightenment as it is of shady dealings. For example, on the Tor dark web, you'll find Rise Up, a volunteer-run email provider for political activists around the world, and Sci-Hub, a platform that liberates the world's scientific knowledge. It hosts over 50 million research papers and makes them available for free. And ProPublic, the first online publication that won a Pulitzer Prize, can now be read in privacy on Tor. And you can also find the BBC and Facebook. To double down on your online privacy and anonymity, you can first connect to your VPN and then connect to Tor. This is called nesting. And if you're connecting to websites using HTTPS, this will give you a third layer of privacy protection.